Welcome to another video. In this video we are going to solve a problem from the Leetcode in which we will generate all the subsets for a given list. And if you observe this problem statement, the problem statement is pretty straightforward, where they will give an array of nums of unique elements and we need to return all possible subsets. So this is what we need to do. And if you observe, two things we need to keep in mind. For every set, an empty set will always be a subset, and the set itself will also be a subset of that particular set. So if we keep in mind those two things, and we can come up with a very intuitive recursive solution. And if you observe the constraint, here they have mentioned that the length of the nums array will be from 1 to 10 and all the numbers will be unique. So let us start thinking about how we can write solution for this particular problem. And if you want to, we can check this as an example. If you consider this first example, let's say if we see this problem and if we want to solve this on paper, and how are we going to write all the subsets? Initially we will write that empty subset because it will always be a subset, and after that we will start with 1 and we will write all the subsets which are going to start with 1. So then we are going to write 1, and then another subset which starts with 1 is 1 and 2, and another subset is 1, 2 and 3, and another subset is 1 and 3. So these are all the subsets which are going to start with 1. And similarly then we start with the 2. 2 itself is a subset, and then 2 and 3. So this is also will be a subset, and then we are going to start with 3. So these are all the subsets of this particular set 1, 2, 3. So we need to write a recursive function in which we are going to follow the exact same procedure to generate all the possible subsets. Let's start writing code for the same problem as we have discussed. Initially we are going to declare a private member which is going to store all possible subsets. Initially it will be an empty list, and then we are going to call one function, and in between after that we are going to return this self.subs. But in between we have to call a function. Before calling that function, let us implement that function. So this function will be part of this particular class. So we are going to implement this generate subsets function, and arguments will be, we need to get a start index because we need to be sure about from where we start generating subsets, because we don't want to generate any duplicate subsets. And then we will get another argument n, which is going to represent the length. And don't worry, we are going to call this function from this subsets function. And then we are going to need another parameter current nums, which is going to represent what are all the numbers which are present at the calling time. And then we are going to need this original nums array. Okay, once we receive this function, and we need to append this current nums to our answer function. So append current nums dot copy. We are using copy here because if we don't use copy, if it is a 2D array, then everything will be overwritten by this current nums. So that is why we are using copy with the append function. And after that we can start for I in range of start index to n, we can start appending nums, current nums dot append nums of I, and then we are going to call this function recursively. Self dot generate subsets. Start index will be I plus 1 because we have already appended nums of I, and then n will remain same, and current nums and nums. And after that, once we are done with generating all the subsets which are going to start with 1, we need to remove that 1. So we are going to pop that appended element from the current nums. Okay. We need to call this function from this subsets function. Self dot generate subsets, and here we are going to initially we are going to start with the index 0, and we need n here. So n is nothing but length of the nums array, number of elements which are present in nums. And then after start index n, initially current nums will be empty and the nums parameter. And let us submit this solution and check whether it passes the initial test cases. Yes, as you can see here, this is passing the initial test cases, and let us submit this solution and check whether it passes all the test cases or not. Yes, this solution is passing all the test cases. If you are interested in learning more about other data structures and algorithm related problems, you can check out other videos from my channel. Thanks for watching this video.